Needs is riding like a man possessed at the moment. He's really trying his darndest. His weight's under check and he's riding very well. And there was another good win. He'd already won on Hussar's pick at Moonee Valley recently. Might have been termed a little bit of a fluke, but there. It's paying $2.35 and 70 today. Warricado $3.35 and number 2 Windy Sun $1.05. But the run of the race has definitely got to be Warricado because it was out in front and really, to me, I thought, oh gee, when it got at the 1,000 metres, it starts to puncture a little bit. I suppose you say to yourself, well, but then at the finish, Warricado finished better than anything in the race under the left-hand riding of Marie Payne.
Update for the big one today, the dominant Grand National Steeplechase. And Noble Heritage is at 1:35, the Great New Zealand hurdler, having his first start over the steeplechase. Second pick in the race will be Direct Mail by the look of it. So we've got Noble Heritage 1:35, Trainer Re 450, Direct Mail 290, Baddo Bay 495 having his first steeplechase start. Old Prince Lindell, who'll lead them out, $17.80 in his 9th Grand National. Tocot, $7.50. Bar the Shouting, $4.55. Kanahai, who won the race in 1986, $20.10. Tara Ruler, $12.75. Over the page, we've got Valiant Gamble, $3.60. Kanahai won it in 87, by the way. King Dollar, $25.75. And Jalimus at $52.55. So the favourite is Noble Heritage, the top weight. The selections, I've gone for Tocot. I thought it might have been a bit heavier, the track, but I think he's a promising steeplechaser. All different selections here. Keith Hillier, Noble Heritage. Graham Kelly, Trainer Re, and Dan Malicki, who's been watching Baddo Bay work this week, has gone for the John Leake trained horse. Bookmaker Mike Faulkner's pick continued his winning form from Moonee Valley, $2.35 and 70. Warricado $3.35, Windy Sun $1.05, Quinella $38.65, Trifecta $3.20.70. Good trifecta for a small race in terms of numbers, 572, and the double was $15.60. Adelaide Update next going in about 3 minutes. Small field, 161 metres. And Ron Papp's the caller there. Small but intact field of 7 to run. Here they go.
Yeah, egotistical, a little slow to get into stride, and slowest out of all was Lord Telbon. Yarley Prince drops back with him in the early part, and Bold Game came out running to be the early leader. A length and a half to Winds of Fate, a length and a half back on the inside to Comerham Park. Then about a length and a half away behind those came Tallyman getting up on the outside of Egotistical. Around the pair of those goes Lord Telbon, and 4 deep around all of those now is Yarley Prince working onto the side, and the leader Bold Game a length and a quarter to a length and a half in front. In second placing Winds of Fate with 800 exactly to run. 2.5 lengths away Comerham Park, followed then by Egotistical. Tallyman the centre, Lord Telbon 3 deep, and Yarley Prince D's back behind them. On the turn now, racing to the 600 metre mark, and Bold Game still a length and a quarter clear. Winds of Fate has eased away from behind that horse's heels to make a move. Then Tallyman joining Comerham Park, who's down on the rail, and out wider on the track was Lord Telbon. They were followed by Egotistical and further back to Yarley Prince. They're heading towards the centre of the track at the 400 metre mark now, and Winds of Fate went to Bold Game. Over on the inside, Comerham Park comes at the pair. Wide out Lord Telbon. The roughie is putting in a bit of a run, and then Egotistical struggling in the going, and Yarley Prince is last, but Winds of Fate from the southeast has dashed away, and at the 100 metre mark kicked 2 lengths in front. Comerham Park getting through on the inside. Bold Game won't give up, and then Tallyman, but Winds of Fate, though getting a little bit tired at the finish, has enough in hand to win by a length and a quarter to, or possibly Comerham Park. Not much in it though. Bold Game refused to give in. He's probably only inches away. They were followed then by Lord Telbon. Tallyman was there for about 4th with him, and Yarley Prince one of the last. Egotistical just ahead of him.
Over the line in Adelaide, Winds of Fate, 2.15 and 1.50. Probably Comerham Park second at $1, and Bold Game not far away, no third dividend, but we'll check on that second and third. Winds of Fate certainly winning race number 4 in Adelaide. As I mentioned, the footy comes... Set to go Randwick. Here's Ian Craig, race number 4.
Stand, they're ready and they're racing. Bilger Prince was last out. Flashdance in trouble early. And Aldeniti goes to the lead. Second is Rich Tradition. Third Carper Hula, followed by Huckapiro. Moving forward to Yarra Wind, and Oakwood is up there in the early part. A length further back, No Tolerance, Dancing Blade. Our Poverty Bay back a little further today than has been the case from As I Am, Some Gal. Second last in the field is Bilger Prince, and last is Flashdance. Aldeniti leads the way. And at the 1100, he's a length and a half to 2 lengths on Rich Tradition, 2.5 further back Carpahula, followed by Hakapiro and then Tiara Wind, a length Oakwood, and 3/4 Our Poverty Bay the other. 2 No Tolerance inside Dancing Blade, 3 As I Am, and then Bilga Prince and Flash Dance, and last is Some Gal. Over the 850 crossing at Aldenite, he leads about 3 or 4 lengths on Rich Tradition, 2 lengths away next. On the inside is Carpahula and then Hakapiro, Tiara Wind, Oakwood. Wider is Our Poverty Bay, then No Tolerance and Dancing Blade, Bilga Prince and Flash Dance. As I Am is second last, and 2 lengths further back is Some Gal. Aldenite up to the corner at the 500, 2 lengths Rich Tradition, a length Carpahula, Hakapiro. Our Poverty Bay is coming right around the outside of the field, and as they straighten, it's Aldenite, a length on Rich Tradition, followed by Our Poverty Bay, a length to Oakwood, and then comes Tiara Wind. Aldenite, 200 to go, 3/4 of a length on Our Poverty Bay, Oakwood joining in, and then Rich Tradition, Our Poverty Bay out after Aldenite. Oakwood between them, 3 in line. Aldenite grabbed by Our Poverty Bay at Oakwood. It's Our Poverty Bay at Oakwood. Our Poverty Bay, Oakwood go to the line, and Oakwood has finally broken through. Oakwood has just beaten Our Poverty Bay. Third placing on the inside going to Aldenite, followed by Rich Tradition, No Tolerance, and then at the head of the others, Hakapiro and As I Am. Carpahula, a good gap, Tiara Wind, and then Some Gal in the last trio, Dancing Blade, Flash Dance, and Bilga Prince.
Well, in Sydney, it's 1 Oakwood, $5.80 the win, $1.45 the place. Number 1. Aldenite. 2:10, double 48.30. Terry Clifton, what's happening in the ring? None meters. Bruce McAvaney to call.
Thanks for that, Keith. So Noble Heritage, a hot favourite. 28 fences, a dominant Grand National, light on racing. And King Dollar slowest out, and old Prince Lindell drops back with him. First fence coming up after about 60 metres. They go to it. Trainer jumped at first with Direct Mail. Valiant Gamble out a little wider, and Noble Heritage right up there at the second. Up and over and all over it safely. Prince Lindell, in fact, gave it a rat and lost a couple of lengths at the back. Trainery just led Noble Heritage, coming up with the last in the lane the first time. Then Direct Mail and Valiant Gamble bar the shouting. Baddo Bay jumped it very slowly. Up in front of it, Tara Ruler, the other grey, King Dollar. Behind those horses, Kanahai back third last. Tokot very wide from Galemus, and 5 lengths Prince Lindell. 4 fences in front of them along the riverside, and the New Zealand champion hurdler, having his first start as a steeplechaser, leads Noble Heritage at the first. Goes to it and jumps it all right. Tokot made a good leap at it to join it. In the centre bar, the shouting on the fence, Direct Mail. 2 lengths Trainer, a length and a half Valiant Gamble at the second along the lane. Behind those is Tara Ruler with King Dollar. 4 to Galemus, the outsider in the field. 2 to Old Kanahai, about 4 lengths. Baddo Bay, who's got well back, and Prince Lindell. At the next, Tokot made a mighty leap to lead, about a length. In second placing, there's Bar the Shouting. A half to Noble Heritage, a length to Direct Mail, and a length away King Dollar. Pace steady at the next. Tokot again made a good leap at it. Back about 5th is Tara Ruler with Trainery outside of it, and Valiant Gamble. 4 to Galemus, about a length further back Kanahai, and 10 lengths Baddo Bay, who's got a long way out of his ground, and Prince Lindell, as you'd expect. Out towards the Abattoirs treble for the first time. And Tokot by a length. Second, King Dollar. A length and a half Bar the Shouting. Direct Mail, Noble Heritage, Valiant Gamble. On the fence, Tara Ruler, Trainery as they go to the first of the treble. 2 or 3 lengths then the Kanahai with Galemus. Baddo Bay not travelling well at all at the second of the treble. And Prince Lindell's up inside of him. All over it safely as they go to the third. King Dollar's taken over to lead Tokot. A length away, Bar the Shouting. 1 to Direct Mail, again all over it safely. Noble Heritage is 5th, 2 lengths Valiant Gamble, a length and a half Tara Ruler. Then Trainery, about 8 lengths to Kanahai, 2 lengths Galemus, 4 lengths Baddo Bay and Prince Lindell. King Dollar gets to the next, and the grey jumped it well. A length and a half in front. In second placing, Tokot, Bar the Shouting third. 1 to Direct Mail, who's travelling quite nicely at the next as they go over it. They're about to enter the lane again. 4 lengths further back then to Noble Heritage, outside of Valiant Gamble. 2 to Trainery, then Tara Ruler. 6 to Kanahai, 2 lengths Galemus, about 4 Baddo Bay and Prince Lindell. About to come back into the lane where they've got 5 in front of them, almost back to where they started from. And on the inside, King Dollar and Direct Mail together. 2 lengths to Tokot over it in front. About a length and a half Bar the Shouting, 2 to Valiant Gamble. Another length, Tara Ruler, 2 to Noble Heritage, 3 to Trainery at the second in the lane. King Dollar ran in front of Direct Mail, checked him a bit.
Canahai's back fourth, Last Galemus, Batto Bay behind it, and Prince Lindell. Now they're back to where they started from. King Dollar at this one. Jumped it nicely. 2 to Tocot, a length and a half. Bar the Shouting Direct Mail. 1 to Noble Heritage, who's travelled well in the run, and then Valiant Gamble. A length and a half, Tara Ruler. 4 to Trainery. 4 to Canahai. Batto Bay back third, second, Last Galemus, and Prince Lindell. About to leave the straight, up, over. King Dollar jumped it okay. Tocot, he called for a cab, so to Bar the Shouting's rider. A length and a half, Direct Mail. They've got 11 fences to go. They've got over 17. Noble Heritage fifth, 2 lengths Valiant Gamble. 4 to Tara Ruler, 2 to Trainery, 5 lengths Canahai, 5 or 6 lengths Batto Bay, Gap Galemus and Prince Lindell. The first of 4 along the riverside. King Dollar made a good leap. He's 2 lengths in front of Tocot. Bar the Shoutings travelled all right. Direct Mail the inside. 2 lengths away, Noble Heritage at the next. Then Valiant Gamble, 4 to Tara Ruler, Trainery, Canahai, Batto Bay looks 1,000,000 to 1, so does Prince Lindell Galemus. Well, he's gone for home on King Dollar over this one. He jumped it well, about 6 Direct Mail. Tocot hit it with everything, all but fell. Bar the Shouting third. Fourth is Noble Heritage. Then Tocot and Valiant Gamble as they go over the next. A gap, Tara Ruler. Gee, Tocot again nearly fell. I think he'll have to pull him up. Trainery, a gap then to Batto Bay with Canahai and forget Prince Lindell. Out to the Abattoirs treble, and King Dollar hard ridden by 4 lengths. Direct Mail's had a good run. Then the 2 New Zealanders, Bar the Shouting and Noble Heritage. 3 lengths away, Valiant Gamble, about 8 to Tara Ruler, Trainery, and you'd forget the rest headed by Tocot. At the first of the Abattoirs treble, King Dollar tackled by Bar the Shouting, who went past it quickly. Direct Mail goes with Bar the Shouting. Noble Heritage improving under the whip. A length away, Valiant Gamble. 10 lengths, Tara Ruler, the third of the treble. A long gap, Trainery, forget the rest. Bar the Shouting got away, led 2 lengths Direct Mail, 2 to Noble Heritage. 4 lengths Valiant Gamble, about 5 lengths to King Dollar, Tara Ruler and Trainery. Bar the Shouting with a good break with 4 to go. Led 2.5 lengths, Noble Heritage got to second. Then Direct Mail, Valiant Gamble's running home very strongly. Forget the Grey, headed by Tara Ruler. At the next 3 to get over, and Bar the Shouting raced away. 5 lengths in front of the Grand National. In second placing, Valiant Gamble. 2 lengths away, Direct Mail, Noble Heritage. 15 lengths away, Tara Ruler. 2 to get over, and Bar the Shouting got to the second last and landed about 3 in front. In second placing, Valiant Gamble, who looks the danger. 3 to Direct Mail. Noble Heritage looks beaten a gap, Tara Ruler. Valiant Gamble goes up on the inside of Bar the Shouting with 1 to jump, 400 to go. 6 lengths Direct Mail and about 5 to Noble Heritage. Coming to the last, Bar the Shouting gets away again, about 1.5 lengths, goes to it. Jumped it all right, led 1.5 lengths to 2 to Valiant Gamble. A long gap to Direct Mail and behind them Noble Heritage. Valiant Gamble on the inside, trying to run Bar the Shouting down at the distance. Bar the Shouting about 1/2 to 3/4. Valiant Gamble coming at him hard. Valiant Gamble within a long neck of Bar the Shouting. They're both very tired. Bar the Shouting a neck in front. Valiant Gamble won't get him. And the New Zealander's going to win the Grand National. Bar the Shouting beats Valiant Gamble. About 20 lengths Direct Mail. Behind those Noble Heritage, Trainery, a gap, Tara Ruler, Tocot. Then Canahai, Batto Bay. One of the last to finish would have been Galemus and King Dollar, who led them up last.
And Prince Lindell pulled up over at about 600 metres to go, just before the second last. Well, hurdlers first up in steeplechases, as far as I know, that's Bar the Shouting, who's $3.90 and 95 cents. Valiant Gamble, $1.10, and Direct Mail third. Interim dividend of 1.20. Bar the Shouting has been running over the hurdles. He wasn't far away from the favoured horse Noble Heritage in a couple of good races in New Zealand over the smaller jumps, and turning his hand to it today, in my humble opinion, he was never ever a loser. And as far out as anyway, but one thing that didn't do any good for Noble Heritage, he hit one over there after they've gone about 6 or 7 furlongs. He hit it with everything. It just took everything out of him. He made a bit of an effort over at the 5 or 6 furlongs to go, but it was not to any advantage. And this horse, with his lighter weight, was able to come along and outstay Valiant Gamble, who, after jumping the second last, Bar the Shouting didn't jump the second last too good, you know. Screwed on landing. Valiant Gamble had his chance then, but just because this horse had 62.5, it stood him in good stead. If he'd have had 67, it would have told.
He'd had a couple of runs over steeplechasers last year. He fell at Sandown and failed behind Sustanis at Moonee Valley.
I didn't know that, Bruce, but he was a very impressive winner in a hurdle race this time back, and in his national run was not too bad at all.
It's a good run, and it's what Prince Lindell did when he won the Grand National. And he's a good stayer, an 8-year-old. And here he is leading Valiant Gamble, Direct Mail, and also Noble Heritage. Valiant Gamble gets smack up against the fence here. And I guess at the distance, Des looked some hope, didn't he?
I thought that he might just wear the other horse down, particularly as he'd raced a bit wide, bar the shouting, all the way. He was covering 3 or 4 horses out all the way, but he was getting a good look at his jumps, and he hurdled most of them, and that stood him in good stead because he didn't lose any ground at any jump except the second last where he screwed on landing.
Well, the New Zealand update there, as Graham was talking to the trainer of Bar the Shouting. This race worth $75,000. We'll be showing 3 from Eagle Farm today, races 5, 6 and 8 on a really busy afternoon. Here's Wayne Wilson.
Popping over to have a look that everything's okay with Prankster. Seemed harmless enough. There he goes again, up in the air again. Prankster settles down a little bit. Sir Titan stands up well. Starter switches on the line again. Set. Racing now, Prince Tralia began very quickly. Sir Titan slow to get going, dropping back. So is Prankster and Dunmoyne. Cheval Jazz, Always Grand, Empire Blue showing speed. Nova Edition and Spacecraft handy in the early part. Kintyre Star about 6th, and then Don't Play and Temple Front. Great Vein is next on the outside of Flash Jewel. Going up in between horses there is Royal Real over on the inside, Prince Tralia. Getting a long way back is Dunmoyne with Prankster, and Sir Titan is 6 lengths off last. As they come onto the first bend with 1,000 metres to go, it's Always Grand 2 in front. Moving up on the outside, Nova Edition, and Cheval Jazz is 3rd, followed by Don't Play, Empire Blue, and then Spacecraft 2 to Temple Front on the inside of Kintyre Star. 1.5 to Northern Copy, Royal Real on the outside of Prince Tralia, Great Vein, then Prankster. A long way back, Dunmoyne, Flash Jewel, and last of all is Sir Titan. Over the crossing and heading on towards the home turn, Always Grand is nicely clear. 2 in front of Nova Edition. Don't Play 3rd on the outside, Spacecraft going forward. Cheval Jazz inside of Empire Blue, then Temple Front, Kintyre Star, and Royal Real to the outside. Prankster's deep on the turn into the straight. 400 metres to go, and Always Grand. He slipped away from them. He's 2 in front. Don't Play in 2nd place, then Spacecraft, Temple Front, Nova Edition, Royal Real, Kintyre Star on the outside, and then Northern Copy. Always Grand starting to feel the pinch. Don't Play grabbed him. Temple Front trying to get up on the inside of Don't Play. Don't Play just in front. He's hanging on to the lead. It's Don't Play in front of Temple Front and Northern Copy, and Don't Play is able to score. Don't Play first, tight 2nd and 3rd between Temple Front and Northern Copy, followed by Prince Tralia. The next one in was Sir Titan, then Royal Real. For the back, Spacecraft, Empire Blue, Always Grand, and then Great Vein. Nova Edition, Dunmoyne, Flash Sun, Kintyre Star, Prankster well back, and Cheval Jazz, one of the last over the line.
So Don't Play, who just missed out on the Stradbroke, gets a consolation here. 461.50, Photo 2nd and 3rd, Temple Front, Northern Copy. Those dividends to come shortly. We'll take a break after the dominant Grand National Steeplechase. Bar the Shouting winning in a time of 6:12.1, 7:10.3 official at Flemington for race 4.
You get a run for your money when they jump from the starter's gate. You get a run for your money when they thunder down the straight. The odds are so much better. Try your luck and see. You get a run for your money on the TAB. You get a run for your money. Run for your money. You get a run for your money on the TAB.
Jumps. Let them go. Pecky's Pet stood there, missed it by a space. And one of the best away was Lazarette from Book of Fables, Ward of Avon. Going up on the outside rest. Between horses goes Considered Opinion and Elusive Gamblers down on the rail. They put the brakes on up front, and this has allowed Pecky's Pet to pick them up fairly quickly. It's only 2 or 3 lengths away last of all. Racing onto the side of the course now by the 1200, and there's no pace on. And the leader down on the inside, Book of Fables, narrowly. From in the centre, Considered Opinion. 3 deep, Lazarette giving a little bit of ground. Elusive Gambler is pointing Noise just behind those, and they're only hunting over on the outside of Elusive Gambler. Rest followed them by Water of Avon, and Pecky's Pet had no trouble picking up the field, so slowly have they gone. Racing on the side now, and here the leader still Book of Fables. It's got away a little. It's about 3/4 to a length in front of Considered Opinion as they work to the 800-metre mark. Prior's turning for the long run home. They were followed by Pecky's Pet, who's run right up to third with an Elusive Gambler. Leisure at the outside. Rest was close handy. Water of Avon's last, but about to sweep deep as they swing. 660 from home into the running now, and here the leader is Considered Opinion on the outside of Book of Fables. Pecky's Pet content to stay down on the rail. They were followed then by Elusive Gambler. Further out in the track was Rest, Lazarette, and Water of Avon starting to wind up. Anybody's race to the 400-metre mark. Book of Fables a narrow leader. Elusive Gambler struggling to get to Book of Fables just at the moment. Pecky's Pet down on the rail is there, and out wide a Rest, and now Water of Avon come at the lot of them. Water of Avon and Rest out wide. Race to Book of Fables. They've gone to the lead. Water of Avon, Book of Fables. Then further back behind those Rest rather, then Book of Fables followed by Elusive Gambler. But as they get close to home, it's between Rest and Water of Avon. Rest has the nose in front, getting to the wire. Rest just in front, and I think Rest has just won the day. From Water of Avon, third Book of Fables. Then Considered Opinion followed further back by Elusive Gambler, and they were followed further back by Pecky's Pet, and last of all was Lazarette.
Oh, gee, a tight one in Adelaide. Either Rest, number 8, at 5.25 the win and 180 the place, or 2 Water of Avon. Hold on to your tickets there. There's not much in it. 1.35 the place and 4 Book of Fables will be third. No third dividend. 1.50. 5 Temple Front got second on 90 cents, and 4 Northern Copy $2.65. The Quinella $8.90 for 1 and 5, and the Trifecta $294.30. The numbers you needed there, 1, 5 and 4. We'll have on this program is named the Frank O'Brien Handicap. Bruce McAvaney, why is that so?
Well, it's because Frank O'Brien will be calling for the last time at Flemington, Keith, today. Frank will continue at Moonee Valley, and it's with a great deal of pleasure we welcome you to Channel 10. Is this the first time for you, Frank?
For Channel 10?
Yeah.
Well, years ago there used to be a pool job of the television, all the stations combined for the Melbourne Cup, and I used to work on that, so I have been through Nunawading before, yes.
Frank, firstly, congratulations. It's been a long and a very successful innings. 37 years as a caller. You haven't given up calling, but you've given up doing the Melbourne Cup, 21 of those.
Yes, it's been a good innings. It's been a very exciting time. I've enjoyed it, and I'm glad to be getting up and things are still going all right. So I'm quite happy to bow out, and Greg Miles will do a great job taking over. There's no doubt about that.
Where did your interest come from, Frank?
Well, I was always very interested in sport, Bruce. As a youngster, I was mad on football and cricket and boxing, and to a lesser extent racing, but after I left school, we've only got 3 hours here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, after I left school, I started calling the races at Alexandra, and I had done phantom calls as a youngster at amateur hours, as they used to call new faces then, and I'd had this bit of experience. Anyway, I did a few meetings around Alexandra, and then I fluked getting the job with Bert Bryant at UZ in 52, and I went over to AW in 53, and I worked for the ABC from the 50s on in bits and pieces one way or another, and AW gave the races away in 59, and then I was offside at Joe after that at the ABC.
They were great times for race callers. Bert Bryant, Joe Brown, Bill Collins, Frank O'Brien. There's some famous names there.
Eric Welsh and Fred Tupper when I started too. So, but things have changed. I mean, the late Jim Carroll used to call the commercial broadcasters poachers when they got onto the race course, because prior to that they were calling from outside the track. So things have definitely changed.
Frank, what memories will you take with you from Flemington this afternoon?
Oh, well, I'm very pleased the family's here today. The BRC invited the family to be guests of the committee, and that was a fine gesture, and I do appreciate that. None of the family is really interested in racing, apart from my wife, Mari, but the younger folk, they aren't racing people at all, I'm afraid, but they're enjoying the day, so that's good. That's a very good memory, and as long as I get through the afternoon all right, I'll be quite happy, and I'll always remember Bar the Shouting winning my last Grand National steeplechase.
And just finally, what about the Melbourne Cup? I know for me it's a really special day. It's a day I get very nervous. What about for you?
Yes, well, I was keyed up today, as a matter of fact, Bruce. I thought, I hope everything goes all right today, but there's not the pressure on today that there is in the Melbourne Cup. It's like the grand final. There's only one a year, and that is the big one.
Rising Fast, Vanderham, a couple you remember?
Rising Fast was the best. In 54, he won the Caulfield Cup, the Cox Plate, and the Melbourne Cup, and then in 55, He won the Caulfield Cup. I think he had about 9 stone 8, and he was most unlucky to finish second in the Melbourne Cup. He should have won, and he carried 10 stone. He was a real champion, rising fast. And of course, the day in the mud and the slush when Van der Hum came out of the murk and emerged as the winner, that's I think every race caller will always remember that one.
Frank, congratulations. I know,
thank you, Bruce.
I know from the younger brigade, Greg Miles, myself and Brian Martin, we've always appreciated your work and your friendship. You've got a great voice, you've been a great caller, and well done.
Good, I'm glad you're enjoying a visit to Melbourne. Thank you, Bruce.
Frank's having a go at the fact that I've been away a little bit lately. Frank O'Brien, who today calls for the last time at Flemington, 37 years as a race caller, will continue at Moonee Valley, but 21 Melbourne Cups. That's a great innings. We'll take a break.
Steeplechase Day. Next race for telecast is race 5 at Sydney, the first leg of the Daily Double there, and the next race here is the SunSmart Winter Championship final, first leg of the Quad Extra in Victoria. Check some divvies now at Victoria Park, Adelaide. Race 5, number 8 Rest, paid $5.30 the win, $1.70 the place. 2 Ward of Avon, $1.30. The Quinella, 8 and 2 or 2 and 8, paid $13.25. The Trifecta, $121.15. At Eagle Farm, Brisbane, number 1 Don't Play, paid $4.55 and $1.50. 5 Temple Front, $90, and 4 Northern Copy, $2.65. The Quinella there, $8.90. The Trifecta, $294.30. And at Randwick, we'll have a look at the update for this Up the Daily Double here in Victoria.
Star Wand involved in a mishap during the week at Kembla. Minor injuries to the near side fetlock and just to the lower flank on the near side, but past fit to run today, and away they go. Prince of Lords last out of the barrier, and a shining hero, one of the leaders, with Follow My Style moving up as Go Bellbird and Port Kingdom trying to get over. Then Titolio and Gallia Buckandera, a length Royal Marine, and then Bagorna Princess, Prince of Lords, Star 1, Princess Army, and Absolute being our Henry at the 1200 metres, and a Follow My Style goes to the lead, a bit more than a length on Port Kingdom. Third is Titolio, then Bagorna Princess, Shining Hero. A length the Buckandera on the inside, and then comes Gallia improving. 1 to go, Bellbird, Royal Marine, then Prince of Lords. Second last is our Henry, and the favourite Star Wanda dropped out last, about 12 from Follow My Style. Plenty of pace on here over the crossing at the 850, and Follow My Style, 2 lengths on Port Kingdom. Continuing to make leeway is Gallia, followed by Titolio on the rails, 4th. A length 5th is on the inside, Shining Hero, shading Bagorna Princess, Buckandera midfield, and then a break to Royal Marine. Go Bellbird hemmed away from Princess Army, Prince of Lords, our Henry, and Star Wonder still stone motherless, and 15 from Follow My Style, who leads the field onto the corner. A length Port Kingdom, Titolio waiting for the run, and at the head of the others Shining Hero, and a length further back is Buckandera, straightening up now, and Port Kingdom went past Follow My Style. Shining Hero second, Titolio third, and a length for Buckandera, followed by Princess Army. Star 1 doing nothing. Port Kingdom at the 150, nicely clear, 2.5 lengths on Buckandera, and then Titolio, but the top weight Port Kingdom and Mel Fitzgerald, a mile too good for their rivals, holding Titolio and Buckandera, and Port Kingdom by nearly 3 lengths. Second home was Titolio, third Buckandera, followed by Go Bellbird, Prince of Lords, Shining Hero, Princess Army, and then came Royal Marine, Bagorna Princess, Follow My Style. Star Wand did absolutely nothing, despite the urgings of the jockey, and beat only 2 in, Gallia and our Henry.
Well, that was the 7th win from 41 starts for number 1 Port Kingdom, to pay $6.95 and $1.40. Second, number 8 Titolio, $1 even, and 11 Buckandera, $3.35. We're very quick with the totes. There may be marginal changes from those interim dividends. Let's have a look.
$140, Titolio 95, Buckandera 325, Trifecta 461.95, running double 43.90, Quinella 15.55. 1 to come up in Melbourne for the SunSmart Winter Championship final with 76,000. Bravado will be the last up. Great shot in front of the stalls. Essendon lead 27-1 over Carlton. First quarter scores in the VFL. Geelong trailing Fitzroy as they're all set here. Bravado's gone in. Neville Towie. All clear, light on racing. And they jumped in a fair line. Neville away reasonably well near the inside. English Charm drops out after the start. Hunter's Ace began all right with I'm a Red Man. Cool Rocking Daddy losing its position after the start. All Spades going quickly with Young Vigilante. Duke of Oak Hill out a bit wider at the 1400 and Bronze Knight. No one really keen to lead. All Spades took over, but Bronze Knight went up and joined him. A length Duke of Oak Hill and then Bravado. Hunter's Ace tucked away on the fence. 2 lengths away Young Vigilante. Further back I'm a Red Man. A half then to Heroic Gambler from Cool Rocking Daddy. Neville Blast the Glass. 2 to Sharp Play and English Charm back last. Up towards the 1,000. Not a lot of speed on. All Spades leads a length. The Bronze Knight the top weight.